Hi everybody, it's Kiara. How are you? This is my weekly update. So it's been a week and I had a list. So here's the list that I had for the week. And as you can see, there's some stuff that's not checked. And that's okay. We're going to give ourselves some grace. And it's also okay because I went a little bit off the path of what I did. So let me start with what I did do. I did week 2 of the Fat Quarters by Design, which was making, the way we're doing this one is, it's a sampler. Here's what it's going to look like. I'm using a Layla Boutique line. It's an older one that I had in my stash. So we did our block from the second quilt in the book called the Blue Bonnets quilt. And actually one day I want to make this whole Blue Bonnets quilt because it's kind of cute. So we made these units and here is mine. It's really tall and skinny. Here we go. There you go. So that's what we did. Super easy, nothing much. The next pattern came out today and I starched my fabric for that. And that is actually on my list for next week. Number 3. We have these come out every 2 weeks and this is the block we're making. I haven't cut anything out. I starched my fabrics. That's it. So this is on the list for next week. This week. I love this. There's actually several quilts in here I want to make. And I know Kathy from My Hobby Home is making a quilt out of this book. I don't know which one. I did not do any of my Riley Block design challenge because number 1, I couldn't find week 3. I found it today, so I will cut that out. I did not do Stardust round 2, but I did cut that out this morning, so that got moved. So Riley Blake Designs block 3 got put on my, to cut and sew, it got put on my list, but on my list was to do 4 flower units for my Designer Mystery 2024. I did all 8 of them, so these are all done. I was watching a TV show. I'm rewatching The Way Home on Netflix. Because season 4 is coming out and I need to get through season 3, but I wanted to rewatch season 1 and 2. So I rewatched season 1 and I got all these done. Not hard, just time consuming. And this is this is one of the things, the whips I'm working on to finish. I spent a certain amount of dollars at the Quilted Cow and it gave me 25% off long arm quilting. And I think this is the quilt that I want to get long arm quilted because it's ginormous, but I have to get it done before July 31st so I can have it long arm quilting for a discount. So that's what I'm working on. I did those. Then the last thing I did was I started the Celebrating 250 Years of America from Fat Quarter Shop. This is from the Celebrate with Quilts book. I actually think that this is being hosted by Lisa Alexander and Susan Aki. Here it is. And the Fat Quarter Shop divided it into sections. Actually, I don't know who divided it into sections, but we're making the Peppermint Twist quilt from in here, which is on page 138. And that's the quilt we're making, but it's going to be in red, whites, and blues. So we have to make, from February to May 2026, we have to make 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 blocks. So I made my first 2, and they're itty bitty. They're 3-inch blocks. I am not a fan of making super small blocks. I find it extremely difficult, but I did it. I made 2 of the aircraft block, and I'm doing mine, whatever two blocks I'm making them the same, because I think they go in a little bit different things. So here are my first 2 blocks. I'm using a Deb Strain line, and this one right here is from a different Deb Strain line, but it kind of goes. So I'm going to use some of my various red, white, and blues to go through it. So I made my first 2 blocks for that. my goal for this week, so that's everything I sewed. Not a lot. It's okay. I gave myself grace. I had a lot of stuff going on. I had a lot of DAR stuff I had to do. I had an executive board meeting. So that extra day off that I had, really, I didn't get a lot done. Then today I thought I was going to get more done. It's actually Sunday. You're going to see this on Monday. My sublimation printer was giving me a lot of trouble. So I had to fix that. I got it fixed. I got the thing almost done. I'll finish that tomorrow after work. But I didn't get quite as much sewing. I'm actually going to probably sew in here. Hold on. I did oil and clean my machine though, so that's good too. So what are my plans for this week? My goal is to do, I did cut out, so I don't want to say that I didn't do anything, but I did cut out the Stardust round 2. So my goal is to get this completed and attached. I did cut out, because I couldn't find block 3 of the Riley Blake Design Challenge. I have block 4 here, and I cut out block 4. I probably didn't need to use my alpha clippies for these, but I did, because this one block goes from A to P with cutting. So I may actually do this block tonight because there's a lot to it. And I would like my alpha clippies because, so what I have on my list, okay, I have sew Riley Blake Design Challenge number 4. Cut and sew Riley Blake Design Challenge block number 3. I found it so I can do that. Stardust round 2, you just saw that. Fat quarters by the dozen, week 3. I mean, I have 2 weeks, but if I get this done, it means it's done until the next one. And I try to do them when they come out because they print these cute little sheets that tell me exactly how much to cut. So I'm not getting confused. And we are making this block. And it's a biggie. It's 18.5 by 18.5. So I'd like to get this cut out and done this week. Nothing huge. It's not a hard block at all. So there's that. And then I have cut and make 2 3-inch Arkansas Traveler blocks from this. But I think I have to look and see how many weeks there are from now until the through Memorial Day, so I can see if I could keep doing 2 a week of the 3-inch blocks, or if I need to bump it up to make 4, which is no big deal. So let me show you the arc. I already have my fabric starched for this one. Oh, and I can show it to you because I printed out the Fat Quarter Shop sold a kit for this, so they are they're giving these sheets with the coloration. I'm using stuff from my stash, so I printed this out though, and I might try to like mix and match my colors to be somewhat similar if I can. So this is the Arkansas Traveler block that I'm making 2 of. So that's on my list for today, for this week. And I'm not really going to put anything else on my plate because life has a way of sneaking up on you, and I do have other obligations and I do work. So that is where I am in my list. I want to keep it manageable and give myself grace. The only other thing that I am contemplating doing is I want to finish my designer. I'm working on 2 whips actively right now. My Stardust to get it off and done, and my Designer Mystery 2024. And this is Designer Mystery 2024, and here you can see all those flowers I did. Now I have to do the houses to assemble the rows. So I wrote my directions because I find this book it's not how my brain processes. So I wrote down my cutting instructions and stuff for how I'm going to do it, because I'm going to do all the roofs, which is kind of why I have to do my designer mystery, Riley Blake Design Challenge Block 4, because I need my alpha clippies for this, because I'm going to cut everything I need to do the roof units and the framings of the houses, because the framings of the houses put the blocks in it. So my goal is to cut everything to do the roofs. There, that's the roof. So that is what my goal is for the week, to get that cut. If I get that cut, I know that things are going to change slightly, because I'm going to want to get it done. And which is a good thing. It's a good thing I want to get it done. My goal, I would love to have my designer mystery done by spring break, which is at the end of March. It's not a lot. If I can get the roofs done and start assembling, I would be so happy. I want to do that, and I want to get my star desk quilt. The one thing that I have not done is I have not loaded a quilt onto my Moxie. I'm kind of sad about it, but it comes to those things of giving myself some grace, and I just gonna give myself grace. If I get a quilt loaded, I'll get a quilt loaded. If I don't, I don't. It's all good. So that's my little weekly update. I have no, I have not started my quilt room quilt. There was a problem with the fabrics they did. I got the replacement in block 2. The month 2 is coming. If I don't get that done now, I'm okay with it. I will do it over the summer. I'm not gonna give myself the crazies about it. I'm at the point in life where I have to give myself grace, and if something has to stop, it's okay. Plus, I know that I'm gonna have a couple of weekends where I don't do any sewing, because I have a DAR conference, and then I'm going to run a 5K with some girlfriends one weekend in April, and that's good. But that's where I am. I hope everybody is doing great. I haven't really bought anything, which is good. I keep loading my cart and unloading my cart, and I'm okay with that. There is a quilt kit I want, but I would like to get some of these whips out of the way before I buy any more quilt kits. And I'm starting another quilt along on Friday, the Socialites ones that Fat Quarter Shop's doing. So I need to give myself a little grace here and get some of these and not go ooh ah. And it's okay. It's okay. It's all good. So I'm rambling now, but I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye.